amazing.
Join us live on the Sherry Lord Talk Show podcast. Start your day off with the Higher Vibrational Podcast with weekly guests covering spirituality, healthy foods, and so much more. Go to sherrylord.com for more info. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us every Tuesday on the Sherry Lord Show. I'm your host, Sherry Lord, and we are a healthy lifestyle, spirituality, and authors podcast. And we have a wonderful guest, and we want you to chat with us. So make sure you chat. Ask her a question. She'll be more than happy to help you. She is a medium, and we are so excited to have Kaylee Mercedes Eickhoff. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you for having
Welcome
me.
back on our show.
It's so wonderful to be back, and I just got the chills, so I just know I'm in the right place. So thank you, Sherry. Thank you.
Well, we love having you. I'm going to make sure I put your information and scroll on the bottom here.
Perfect.
And please chat with us. We really love everybody to chat or ask a question. We really love that, and we'd love to have you. I'm going to see if it'll come up on our
Sounds good.
put it up on the screen. I don't know. I can't see it that far. It's tiny on that end, but we're going to have people just chat. I'm going to say
And I
hello.
can always follow up with them after too.
Yes,
so.
we're going to say hello, chat. I'm going to say hello, chat with us, because we want you to chat with us.
Yes.
There we
I
go.
love that.
And hello, chat. I hope it goes. I just sent it. It should come up. We want to make sure yeah, there it goes. We
Okay.
can see it. Yeah. Thank you,
for having me.
everybody. And you know what, Kaylee, we loved having you on here. You are amazing. And you, as we were talking and before we came back on stage, that you're growing and evolving, and you've been in a magazine and you have so many new opportunities coming. Can you let our audience and our followers who may not have know who you are say a little bit about you? And then I have some wonderful questions that I want to ask you.
Sounds good. So yes, so since our last podcast, it's amazing to see how much I've evolved and grown. I've been featured in Miami Magazine about my gift, and I've read hundreds of people from around the world. I've done readings from people in India, Australia, just a level of mediumship and life coaching that I never could have imagined. Like I was saying, it was an out of body experience, and it's just been so magical to help so many around the world. Yeah. And I do life coaching, business coaching. I'm certified. Yes, I've been to 25 countries. I've done mediumship readings now. I've even gone viral on TikTok. So it's just been incredible. So thank you for believing in me from the beginning and for having me in this realm for me to feel comfortable in.
Oh, you're amazing. You're like a shooting star. You're just stepping right into it and you're running, and that's what you need to do. I feel we all have gifts, and we all can have psychic abilities and spiritual abilities, but we all have our own spiritual uniqueness. And I think that's wonderful, and it's important that you're stepping into it, and you're shining your light, and that is what it's all about. Loving and fulfilling and purposeful and meaningful.
Yes.
But I also have a question for you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What do most people come to you for?
So I would say this past year, it's definitely been more mediumship and for people that want to connect with their loved ones that have passed. So that would be especially, since our last podcast of stepping into who you are to now evolving to who we are, right? And that's where I'm getting most of my business, but also people will come then for more sessions for life coaching.
Okay.
And yes, you've lost your husband, but I understand, and let's evolve you since that situation and day. And so that's where I'm surprised just how that's evolved, and I can help people long term. So yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. No, it is. And people, they need guidance, they need understanding, they need a direction, they want clarity. And that's what this is about. And the next question that I have is, how can people know if you are legit as a medium? People, are skeptical, and some are not, but some will feel if it feels right or not. So how does people know?
Yeah, no, that's a wonderful question. And I feel there are some that are even after I do a reading, right? They're like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. It was
Yep.
something I never thought I'd believe. And so I guess the best way I can describe, my legitimacy on this is one, I will only do one-on-one, sometimes even hour readings. And so I really do make it for that person. And I would just say it's highly doubtful I could sit there for an hour with a complete stranger and be able to fluff, right, information about their past, their
Yep.
future, everything. If I wasn't, I don't think I would have been asked to be in Miami Magazine, asked to be on these podcasts, right?
Yeah.
Went viral online if I wasn't the real deal. Okay, I guess
Yeah.
is the best way I can describe that. So, and also the biggest thing is word of mouth. And so if someone, I've had people tell their whole family, and then I'll do sessions for the whole family, and being there for people and supporting them through one of the toughest days of their lives sometimes. Yeah.
Well, it touches the heart. It's confirmation to them, and they get to connect. And it's also healing. When they're with their when you're bringing through a loved one, it's
Yeah.
very healing because some things aren't resolved, and some things need to be resolved.
Oh
And
yeah. People
I
have
think that
questions.
yeah. And it's very, 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 very important, I think. And
Yeah.
I feel that there's a lot of wonderful light beacons out there doing their work. And you're
Yes.
out there as a light
You
beacon
too.
doing your work and bringing in your gifts. And I think that's important. So I know we have some people watching, and we know a lot of people watch us over time too. But
Yes.
please chat. You can ask Kaylee a question. She'd be more than happy to help you in any question you have. Just
Yeah.
text, just chat with us, and
Yes.
she'll answer your question. She's
Yeah.
amazing, and you will
Thank
love
you.
her. She's really, really good. She is taking questions,
Yeah.
so please chat your question, you guys. Don't be shy here. Chat
Thank
your
you.
question. Okay, the next question I have is walk me through a process
Mm,
with
okay.
you. As
Yeah.
somebody, walk me through a process. What's your
So
process?
clients will reach out to me whether they heard about me, saw me in a magazine, something, and I always try to get to them as soon as possible. So I try to get them in
Right.
for a reading within that week is always my goal. I only ever need the person's first name. That is it. I don't want any more information, right? I don't need a picture, and so I will connect with them even prior to my session and reading. I will make notes, kind of, they're always like this,
Yeah.
from their loved one, and then I will send them those notes immediately after the reading too, so they also can feel
Okay.
connected. And yeah, I've even had 2-hour reading sessions. So, especially if that person has a lot to say. So yeah, and then like I said, people will call me for more readings in the future or life coaching afterwards too to help them through their heartbreak sometimes. And so that's how the sessions usually go. It's a lot of healing, and if I can only bring a little bit of peace, that is always my main goal. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I think that's important. I really do. And the next question is what type of signs do loved
Oh,
ones show in the physical world? So what has
oh,
been your experiences with that?
yeah. Okay, so it's interesting with these signs, because people will automatically start seeing signs, and
Yep.
people will even want to connect when they're connecting with their loved one. Well, what's something maybe I should look out for, and name it? I have heard it, I've seen it. I've told people, do you see butterflies? Like, are there butterflies? And I had a woman start crying. She said, Kaylee, butterflies land on my shoulder all the time. And and it was her dad showing her a sign that she's
Ah,
okay. I know.
yep,
And I laughed. I said, I've never had a butterfly land on my shoulder. Right? So it's instances like that. I've had people with birds, they'll show signs with numbers. Numbers are a big
yep,
thing. And I think
yep.
sometimes people don't um connect with it as much sometimes because they're like, oh no way, that can't be them. 99% of the time it's them. I've had people tell me stories where, did you see that thing move? Did something move in your house? Or did the lights flicker?
Yeah.
Repeatedly. I've had some of my clients send me videos afterwards, their lights were flickering. So you'd be surprised how many times people do send signs and your loved ones do send signs, songs on the
Yeah.
radio.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's those are always some of the best stories, and I had a woman, I said, "Do you still have stuffed animals on your bed?" Because
Yeah.
her dad was telling me about, he sees the stuffed animals, and she just started laughing. She's like, "How would you know?" And she says sometimes they're moved, like sometimes they'll be fall, and I do we just laugh, it's those little confirmations, like you said, when we confirm it with them and they're blown away, and it's those signs that your loved ones are still with you and care, and they're watching over, is also
Right.
just the best way I can describe it. Yeah,
Aw.
those are fun signs, so look for those signs. Yeah.
Okay, I have another question for you, and it is, what is the wildest mediumship story or experience you have had? So I'd like to
Oh
share
my
some
gosh.
stories. Our
Wow.
audience loves stories. And by the way, you can ask Kaylee a question and she'll answer you.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, I have some wild stories from this past year since our last podcast, Sherry. You have no idea. Mm. Okay, where do I be? I have a few stories, but let's start with one of the wildest ones I feel I had all year. Okay, so I was doing a reading for a woman who had lost her brother,
Okay.
and he was younger. And are doing the reading. I do a lot of them via video. I actually prefer that. That way people are in their own space and they feel comfortable. So as we're doing this reading, just like we're videoing now, I literally
Mm.
see this green light. I'm going to send you a picture of this afterwards just so I can show you. There's this
Absolutely.
green light on her face. And I'm like, you don't see that green. It's literally like this light. She's like, what are you talking about? I send a picture. I show her, and she starts laughing. And I'm like, because these spirits always try to make the best of the situation, right? And a heavy situation light sometimes. And I go, what's so funny? She's like, Kaylee, my brother for years would shine this green laser light in my eye from
Um,
across the room.
oh, wow.
And I start laughing, and he's showing, I mean, this laser light is on her face, and then after we both laugh, it's gone. No more laser light the rest of the reading. And I have pictures to prove it. I'll send it to you actually after, Sherry. And it was one of those moments that I get the chills right now, of I don't know how we can't explain things sometimes, right? And people are like, well, is this real? And I don't know how else to explain or show people that this is out of this world experience. It just is. And you have to sit and enjoy it sometimes, and know
Right.
that even if we can't explain it, it is happening. It did happen. And after that, it was probably 15 minutes into the reading. She couldn't believe it. How would I know? I've never met this woman before, right? And how would her brother be able to connect that way? But after that, she let her guard down a bit, and then I actually just talked to her this morning. It was so funny, so I do still keep in contact even a year later from people that I help through. So that's an interesting story. I'm sure you have a bunch of stories like that. Right.
Yeah, I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful because, you know, they start to trust, when you can get things that no one else would know,
Yeah,
they start to trust. They go, okay, she's the
exactly.
real deal.
Yep.
So
That's exactly it.
exactly. So I
Yeah,
think that's important. It's very, very important.
it is.
And do
You know
you
what's so
do you,
funny?
do you do also in your readings, are they all loved ones, or do you get other situations to
Hmm.
help people in their life?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I hear a little bit of both. So, and
Yep.
that's what's so funny, when I became certified as a life coach years ago, that's how this all started. And
Yeah.
and I was always good at guiding people, business coaching, helping businesses grow, and I
Right.
always thought for years this was just my intuition telling me, and I'm like, and then I'm like, whoa, this I'm hearing some, other
Yeah.
voices, right? So I hear a little bit of both, and that's why the life coaching does go hand in hand sometimes. But no, I wanted to tell you another story that this one was just like I can't describe it, but so I do a reading for a woman. She lost her husband actually through someone that heard me on this podcast, which is so fascinating
Yeah.
how people connect
Yep.
and they're meant to hear me that day, right? And so I do a reading for her husband. It was like an hour reading, and at the
Hmm.
end of it, and like you said, I asked people ask me questions, see what I can try to help the best I can. And so she asked me in the end, she's like, whatever happened to my husband's, like the car insurance? I can't find the car detail. I got to deal with his car now. And I'm laughing and she's laughing. And I'm like, have you checked the car? Like, have you checked it? Like, I'm hearing she needs to check this car, and he's always like, she always has all these she knows where all the documents
Yeah.
are. And so she's like, I checked the glove compartment. And I said, no, you really have to check this car. Okay, I'm hearing this after, and I'm telling her, inspect that car. And so after the reading, we hang up. She sends me a picture of it was under the seat in the car. Like,
Oh, wow.
yeah. She was like, Kaylee, I would have never found that.
Yep.
you know, so it was just confirmation again from her husband that you just got to dig a little deeper sometimes. And
Yep.
once again, confirmation that they're still there for you, and to be open-minded to it. Yeah, that was a more recent one. That was crazy. Oh, funny stuff. I love
Yeah,
reading
it
about
is. It's wonderful, but I always say it's fulfilling and purposeful,
that's the main thing.
we grow as a channel as well as we're doing the readings. So we evolve and we learn new things as well. And that's what
Yeah,
I have found.
I
And
know.
yeah, it is. And it's very compassionate.
Absolutely.
And
And we'll start a session where, they're I'm crying, they're crying, and then by the end of it we're laughing, and they're the spirit showing them it's okay to smile again. They
yeah,
want you happy. That's
exactly.
that's always the
Yep.
big dance still. Go to those shows. Go
Yep.
see the world. That's all your loved ones could want for you.
Exactly. Hmm.
That's what I
Exactly.
have
Because
found.
they're fine on the other side. They're
Yeah,
helping
they're
the
doing
loved
great.
ones that are still here
They're doing
in the
great.
world.
I
Yeah.
know they are, but they do miss them, and that's always
Oh,
where
absolutely they
right?
do. Yeah, they
Yeah.
do. Yeah,
And but I've had people up there, they're showing me they're fishing or they're golfing, and
exactly.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. Helping find
Mm,
peace to move forward. And it's okay to miss them at the same time, but life
yes.
continues for them as
Yeah.
well as it does for the people on the other side too. So I think it's
Exactly.
wonderful.
Oh,
What
thank
um have you found that you have evolved the more you do? More of your gifts
Oh,
coming through as you are doing your
yes.
readings?
Absolutely. When I first started, I remember being so nervous,
Mhm.
and shy of my gift. And now, even my clients, I mean, after a reading, they're like, your gift is so special. This is incredible.
Yeah,
So just to see the reactions of them
yeah,
from me being so nervous and shy when I first started doing this to now where they're so thankful and they can't believe it either, yeah, so it's I just can't describe it, and I can't imagine what's going to happen in the next year, things that but like I said, I always and will only connect with someone when they both feel comfortable, when they both want to be connected. I always make sure that I am respectful of that. And people will still question at first, they come into the reading and they kind of have a little attitude with me or sometimes, or, oh, I
mhm.
don't, let's see if this works, and that's okay. I don't mind reading someone that is a little hesitant, but they are still willing and wanting it.
Yeah.
And that's neat to see how they evolve even after a session. Mhm.
Yeah, people are going through a lot of changes in life and they're looking for guidance and clarity, in their
Absolutely.
life. I think
Yeah.
that's very, very important. And as far as
Yeah.
the coaching goes, what is your coaching about? I mean, how do you do your coaching?
Great question. So I do life coaching and I also do business coaching. So those are
Okay,
my
that's good.
specialties. Yeah, so some people are more, let's say if they're a personal trainer or a health coach, or that's not going to be my specialty. Mine is going to be more how can we help yourself grow? How can we
Yeah,
help your business grow? So those are going to be ones that I specialize in. And that also just comes from my background, right? I've worked in hospitality for 10 years. I was a manager for 6 years of a huge
right,
company. I've worked with I worked at Walt Disney World, so I've been a teacher abroad. And so what I tried to do is put all that together, right? And then we focus on their goals. I will also touch base with them throughout this journey. So I also want to hold them accountable. We do exercises. Example, let's say our brains. If we sit
mhm,
there all day every day and we are negative, or we
yeah,
think, oh, this why does this happen to me? What Start a jar, right? I'll have them start a jar once a day, write something, put it in there that
yep,
happened to you that was good.
yep,
They in a month's time they're shocked how many good things are happening to them. How lucky they are. If you start, how I'm so lucky. If we have to shift their mindset
yep,
sometimes, their brain, and
exactly.
and they might not know that. So that's where the life coaching, the business coaching, will do sessions on that. And I space those out a bit. Let's say we do one every couple weeks, and we check on our goals, we evolve.
Yep,
um, I want them to smile again, be happy again. I know life is tough. Trust me, I've been there too. And I still go through it. None of us are perfect, but it's how can we have a different outlook on it sometimes,
yeah.
try
Being
different
positive
things.
is very, very important, and sometimes you don't realize that you're not. You're just stuck, and this is what
That's so
you
true.
always state, and you can change it if you can change your belief by what are you repeating over and over and over, and you catch yourself. Sometimes you're not aware how negative that is, and so as you catch it and you can shift it with the positive. I like how you do that because it
Yeah.
shifts it into a positive and it trains them to have something positive, and then that new groove that's been kind of dormanted starts to open up.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
exactly it.
And they
And
can start harnessing that energy, and
oh,
it helps them to look at life in a different lens, a different perspective. So you're
yeah,
doing great. Yeah,
yeah. So that's been also just a new avenue for me, and helping. I'm helped so many companies now over the past
right.
year open, change up. How can we
Yep,
bring more, new clients in? So I will go and meet with them. I go to their company. I also just look at it from a different perspective. And okay, well, what is the waiting room like? What is the
yep.
first, what is the front desk staff? What is the energy there? And
Yeah,
so it's
exactly.
it's it's also just helping clients with that. And so it's just been it's such a fun year. You have no idea, Sherry, and I can't thank you enough for allowing me this platform and believing in me from the beginning.
Oh, you
So
absolutely had a spark. You're definitely ready, But I'm glad you had mentioned that you also help businesses. I think that's huge because
yeah.
people don't realize if something's not flowing, something
Hmm.
needs to be shifted or changed. And sometimes they don't know why or what it's doing. I think
Yes.
that's important.
Yeah, and they have to be open to it.
Right.
Because sometimes you'll go and meet with a business owner or the manager, and
Right.
they're maybe stuck in their ways, or
Yep.
they might not trust your instincts. And it's so funny, especially coming from me. I'm like, well, trust me, I'm hearing from these spiritual guides a little bit different. Please trust me when I tell you maybe we have to, even if we have to pay your team a little bit more, or if we have
Yeah.
to, um, let's keep the team happy too, and then you'd be surprised how happy the clients are. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
I think it is very, I think to go in there in a very positive note and then have everybody on board,
Yeah, yeah, and I always
gotta
try
have
to earn the
everybody on board
respect.
with the same vision.
Yes, yes. And a lot of it sometimes too is having that mutual respect for each other. I come
Exactly.
in, I respect what they've built. Definitely. I know it's
Right.
not easy starting a company
Yep.
and growing and then evolving over time. Like we were just talking prior, how much you've evolved and new things you're doing. And I just love that you're always staying with the times. It's like you have to sometimes, right? AI
Oh yeah,
and
you gotta keep
words.
evolving. A lot of, the AI thing, you can't, I tell people it's like you had the old phones, that were plugged into the wall. Then we went to the little flip phone, and now everybody's, didn't even like that. And they went into the cell phones. A lot of them resisted that. Now everybody has one.
Yeah.
It's not something to fear. It's a
Yeah, you're
tool.
right.
I tell people you don't give it its power. You can, but you're not to give it its power. You're the creator. But what
Yeah.
I found for me with
Valid.
AI, it's gave me more time to myself. It
Mm,
actually gave me, I use it as a tool. I don't use everything in AI of it, but I
yeah.
just intuitively knew which one I needed to help me.
It's a great asset.
And I use it as a tool. I mean, I am the one who's implementing it.
Hmm.
And then I can edit
You're
it
right. You're the
anytime,
creator.
but
That's
it
such a good
saved
point.
me time. Using AI actually saved me time. It
Yeah.
saves me a lot of time than the old
Hmm.
way I used to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And I will do both. I will still use the phone and do my video, but I also don't mind using the AI that I use
Yeah.
to create something new, fresh, much more not powerful, but more present, of your presence
Yes.
more, and another level of empowerment. And
Yeah.
I like AI. I'm not afraid of it.
I know. I love
But
that
I
you
don't
embrace
use
it.
everything with it. I just use what intuitively I need. But I
Hmm.
tell people, you're not giving your power away. It's a tool.
That's
And some
that.
people
And
don't
you're
look at it as
evolving.
a tool.
You're that's our
Yeah.
biggest thing, right?
And this is
On
not
where we need to
going
be.
away. This is not going to go away.
Not.
It's just
Yeah.
going to keep evolving. You don't need to know everything. You just
Hmm.
need to know what simplifies your life.
And it can help
And
you
it
think
has
outside the
simplified
box.
my life.
Yeah, it
Do
can
you
help you.
use AI at all?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I love, let's say I'm thinking of a business plan for a company that I
Okay.
am working with. I will see what their thoughts are, maybe I'm
Yep.
not thinking of something, let's say doctors they
Yeah.
want to do a company's not doing telehealth and it's like, well, maybe they could shift to more telehealth visits. People can't always
Yep.
get to the office. So I love it. I do. And
Yeah.
do I use it for everything? No, but I also try to embrace the new
I
technology
do
and
pieces. I don't do everything with
yeah.
it, just what I need. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
exactly. Because I do still feel we need to be our authentic self, of course,
yeah. Well,
but
we
it
have
can
to
happen.
evolve. Oh no, it's definitely you and you get to implement that. But
Exactly.
it's also, I do both. I'll still do the live on my phone, and
Hmm.
then I also do the AI, which frees up the time.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I realized, it gave me more time of the
Yeah.
day. It took
Exactly.
that time away that took me 2 hours within 15 minutes to do. So that's what I look, and I also like the way it unfolds with it. But
Yeah.
as you are a beautiful
Yes.
medium,
Thank you.
what are your plans for yourself now? I mean, you're
Ooh.
evolving your readings right now. And anybody that wants to ask her a
Yeah.
question, please chat something. She'll be more than
Yeah.
happy. Kaylee would be more than happy to answer your questions. We do have the
Absolutely.
chat box open. And
And you can
yeah,
email me.
yeah,
Like I said, I only ever need the first name and we connect from there if it's your father or loved one. But for me in the future plans, and where I would like this to go is, and this has just been from the beginning, the more people I can help, the better. That's been my life goal from the beginning. I remember doing interviews when I was, 17 for a job.
right.
They're like, what do you want to do? And I was like, help people. And
Yeah,
that's what what I love at the end of the day. And so the more people I can connect with, get through, if somebody tells someone about me, that is, and you'd be surprised. They're like, well, I found you that day, or I heard about you that day, and they
Right.
needed. So timing is everything. And
How
it's
can
been,
how can people get a hold of you? How can people that want a reading or
yeah,
your coaching or
yeah,
business? I like to include all of it because I knew that you did mediumship, but I also know the business is important too.
yeah,
And
no,
your
exactly.
coaching because it's all tied in.
It's all
And
tied
how
in.
how can people get a hold of you? How can they get a hold of you?
Best way is email. So Kaylee M. Eickhoff, my name, Kaylee M. Eickhoff at gmail.com. And that's probably the best way, because then we can also just connect a little bit prior. I can get your information and then we can set everything up for the coaching or the mediumship, right? So email's the best way. I can also send you my number then. And,
Yeah.
so I would say that way. A lot of people find me on TikTok. It's Kaylee Mercedes. And yeah, so you can also see other clients and if they've allowed it, they've written or made even videos about how amazing this session was. So that's a great way people can connect
No,
too. So
that's
thank you.
amazing. And we so love having you. You're a beautiful medium. Make sure
Thank
you
you.
get a reading done by Kaylee. She is
Thank you so
amazing.
much,
And
Sherry.
you won't regret it. You're really going to enjoy the in-depth that she gives you and the love and the heart that she has and the experience. And we just want to say thank you, Kaylee, for being on our show. We'll have you back and much success on your business and your journey. And we
You as
want to
well.
say
Thank
thank you
you.
to all who are watching us and that come and watch us every Tuesday at 10 a.m. We're so thankful to you. And if
Yeah.
you want to be on my show, go to www.sherrylord.com and then give me a call or email me. It's on the website of why you'd like to be on my show and what
Yes.
you offer. And we just love having
Thank you
Kaylee. And
too.
like I said, make sure you get your reading done by
Yes. Email
Kaylee.
me,
Thank you
please.
again, Kaylee, and blessings and a prosperous year to
Awesome.
all who are watching too.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye, Sherry. Hmm.
International psychic medium and podcast host Sherry Lord. She is one of the most sought after psychic mediums. Book your special readings. Go to www.sherrylord.com.